Hello children, today we'll study about lesson 3 parts of a computer. What am I touching? My nose. What are these? Eyes, ears, mouth. These are all parts of my body. These are all parts of our bodies. In the same way, the computer also has some parts. The computer also has many parts. So today in this chapter, I will be teaching you about the 4 main parts of the computer, that is the keyboard, the monitor, the CPU and the keyboard. So now we begin lesson 3, parts of a computer. Now in one of my previous videos, I had said that there are 4 types of computer. The laptop computer, the tablet computer, the smartphone and the desktop computer. Now this is a desktop computer, and though there are so many types of computers, usually when people talk about computers, they mean this, a desktop computer. Now what are the parts of a desktop computer? Now that big box-like thing is called the CPU cabinet. Some people call it the CPU, but that is not exactly correct. It should be called CPU cabinet or CPU box. That is your keyboard. That screen is the monitor, and that small thing is called the mouse. Now other types of computers also have parts. For example, in this laptop which I am using, I have this monitor in front of me. There is this keyboard. I have a mouse attached. Besides the mouse, I have something called the touchpad. There is a CPU, but that is below the keyboard. A smartphone or tablet is just one unit. It doesn't seem to have so many parts. Of course, it doesn't have a keyboard or a mouse. It all works on touch. And of course, it has screen. And below the screen, in a smartphone or a tablet, you have the CPU. Now let us discuss about the monitor. A monitor looks like a television. Yes, just like as a television has a screen, a monitor also has a screen. It shows the work that we do on the computer. Whenever we do something, like we draw something, or we type something, or we are playing a game, it shows where? On your keyboard, on your mouse? No, it will show on your monitor. And we can also see movies and cartoons and other small videos in it. Keyboard. A keyboard has many keys. Once again, a keyboard has many keys. So now children, do you know what is a key? You will say, yes, I know what is a key. A key means chabi. Something like this. This is a chabi. Keys. These are keys, right? Wrong. Yes, you're right. These are keys. But here we are not talking about these keys. All these things you see over here, J, K, L, 7, this thing, something is written enter, something is written shift. These are all called keys. These are all keys. Okay? These are all keys. And a keyboard has this small keys. In fact, it has 104 of them. It has 104 of these keys. It is used to type letters, words, numbers and special characters. Now, once again, it is used to type, see that word, type letters, words, numbers and special characters. Okay, let's see what that means. Okay, now let me start some program. Okay, now I am going to type. What is type? You know what is write? Write means you pick up a pen and you write on the paper. Now type. Type means, remember what these are? These are keys. So I'm going to type C. This is C, the key called C. I'm going to press it. And see what has happened on the screen. On the screen, C has come. I'm going to press A. And A comes on the screen. I'm going to press, what to press? Let's press R. Well, I haven't pressed hard enough. I pressed R and now R has come on the screen. So what I am doing, am I writing? No, I am not writing. I am typing. T-Y-P-E or T-Y-P-I-N-G. Typing. So what can I type? I can type letters. You saw me typing letters. That is a word. Okay, I have typed the word car. I have typed the word car. I can also type numbers. Where are the numbers? Can we see the numbers? Can you notice where the numbers are? Yes, the numbers you can see. There are numbers right on top and there are some number keys. We call them number keys, those keys which have numbers on them. And there are some number keys on the right hand side also. So let me type a number. Let me type your age. 6. Or are you 7 years old? Then let me type 7. Okay. Car 67. So let me rub that. You can rub that also. There is this key called backspace. There is this key for backspace. It's like your rubber. When you press it, let me press. I press 2 times. And see that 6 and 7 is gone. Now I am going to press 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And that car is gone. Okay. So these are keys. These are letter keys for typing letters. And these are number keys. There are some more number keys over here. Okay. And there are these other keys, enter, shift, alt. You learn their uses slowly. Today you have learned the use of one key, the backspace key. And yes, what else can keyboards do? They can also type special characters. Now what is special characters? You see these symbols on top? Okay, maybe you know some of them. I don't think you know this or this or this, but I think you know this. This is called exclamation mark. Or certainly you know these. These are called round brackets. And well, you know this at least. This is the full stop. This is the comma. Okay. Now let me press it. And what's happened? The full stop has come. Okay. Now I will press comma. And the comma will also come. Okay. Now let me rub all this and type a proper sentence. Ram is 12 years old. Okay. Now I have typed that. Okay. So all these things you will be doing when you come back to school once this lockdown is over. The next part of the computer we are going to talk about is the mouse. A computer mouse looks like a real mouse. Really? Does it look like a real mouse? You will say, does it really look like a real mouse? Well, not really, but there are two things. It is small like a real mouse, and do you see that long tail? This long tail it has. The long tail the mouse has. These are the two ways we can say that a computer mouse looks like a real mouse. It has two buttons. It has two buttons. Now what is a button? I will ask, and you will say, sir, this is a button. This is a button, a shirt button. When it gets torn, you give it to your mom and she sews it. No, but we are not talking about these buttons. We are talking about the mouse buttons. Here I have the mouse. You see, this part and this part. These are called buttons. We can press them. Okay? We can press them, and when we press them, some things happen. So, we'll learn what will happen if we press those two buttons. It is used to point and select things. It helps us to draw. Now we know about drawing. We have already done drawing. In the last video I showed you how you can draw. It is used to point and select things. Well, let's try to understand something about that. Okay. Now see what I am doing with my mouse. I am moving it. I am moving it. Okay? And as I move it, something is moving on the screen. Something like an arrow. This thing is called a mouse pointer. This is a mouse pointer. As I move it, this will move on the screen. So when I put it on something, I say I am pointing to it. If I put it on this computer class 5, I am pointing to it. And how can you select things? Like say, let me go to video 8. And when I press this button, I have pressed it once. And see, it is now selected. Okay? Again I'll click. Again I press the mouse button one time and it is gone. Once again I will show you. I will first point on video 8. I am now pointing. I press the pointer over it. Okay, but I have not selected. To select it, I have to click on this. I have to press this button. This is the button, mouse button. I will now press here. And, sorry, it had moved away. One second, please. Okay. I am going to press it. And look, it is now selected. Alright. If I now take here and select once again, this video will start playing. But I don't want to do that. No more videos today. So once again, what can you do with the mouse? A mouse looks like a real mouse. It has two buttons. It is used to point and select things. And it helps us to draw. So once again, I'll show you about drawing. Okay. Okay, let me draw a circle. And okay, not a circle. Today, let me draw something else. Let me draw something else. Okay, that's a mountain. So, would you like to come back and do this? And let me draw a mountain with a different color. About the red color. So we can do all these things. We can also rub. This is the rubber. Oh, what a small rubber. Let me make it bigger. Yes, the rubber is bigger now. If you did not understand how it made the rubber bigger, no problem. Come back to school, come to the computer room, I'll show you everything. You love doing all these things. So once again, a mouse looks like a real mouse. It has two buttons. It is to point and select things, and it helps us to draw. The next part of the computer, the CPU, Central Processing Unit. A CPU is the brain of the computer. It is present inside the CPU cabinet. Okay, now first of all, let us understand that there are two pictures here. This thing that you see over here, in the minute please, yes, watch the mouse pointer. This is the real CPU, and this is the CPU cabinet. Inside the CPU cabinet is this CPU, and yes, it is much smaller than what is shown here. It is much smaller than what is shown here. This CPU will fit inside the palm of your hand. And what does the CPU do? It helps the computer to think and work according to our orders. A CPU, as we know, is the brain of the computer. So, just like our brain helps us to think and work, the computer CPU, the computer's brain, also helps the computer to work. And one more thing, what is the full form of CPU? Central Processing Unit. And those are the assignments on page 28 and 29. Please do them, and do them in your textbook. Now, next week, that is on Wednesday, we'll be back with another video, and in that we will be finishing this chapter. Thank you.